Alrighty, so we are now live. So this is Canei Capital. We are basically a business development company, and we help people get to the point of fundability with their business. So my name is Ramone Collins. I'm the founder of Canei Capital. We've been in business for over 5 years now, and we've gone from a really small business, and we're pretty much growing at this point. So just with this is just going to be an overview to kind of show people a little bit about what we do and how we get people capital for their business. So the biggest problem that a lot of people are facing in their business is getting access to capital. And a lot of times when people are trying to get access to capital is not because their business is bad, it's usually because their business is set up incorrectly. A lot of people don't have an EIN number. They don't have the proper business structure as far as LLC, S-Corp, or whatnot. They are pretty much just guessing. Like, for example, I met a kid who had a pretty good business. He was doing T-shirts, and he was doing about $2,000, $1,500 to $2,000 per week with his T-shirt business and print business and whatnot. And the issue that he was running into is that as he was as he was getting the money from this business, he would have that money go into his Cash App. So he didn't have a business bank account. Now, without a business bank account, how it is very difficult to take that your Cash App and now go to the bank and try to get funding and loans with just your Cash App account. So he was not set up properly. There's people who are looking to do government contracts. They don't know how to really present that. They don't know about the minority certifications, the women certifications, because there's certain government contracts that's only for minorities and women. And I even have a friend who didn't really have a business set up yet. What he had was a business idea. He had his he created a business plan. He had an LLC, had a business bank account, but his business was not producing any revenue. So he took that and he went to the bank with his business plan, hoping that because he had a 700 credit score, a business plan, and the EIN with the bank account, that he will be able to get $100,000 loan. I mean, in practicality, it sounds like that, especially in theory, it sounds like that would be a good idea. But in reality, that was not really that great of an idea. I mean, when you're going through school and college, business school, and people are talking to you and they're saying that you just need a good business plan to get your business started. But that's not how it works in the real life. It doesn't even matter about your business plan. No one cares about your business plan. There's a saying that goes, everyone has a plan, and then God laughs, right? So he thought he had a great business plan, but the number one questions that most lenders are asking is, if I was to give you this money, how am I going to be paid back? And he had no answer to that. He didn't know, because if and you have to think about it more so outside of the lens of someone who is you have to think about it outside the lens of someone who is um a, a, a bank or whatnot. You, like, let's say if I was to loan you money for your business, and I'm just a regular person, not a lender or anything like that, just your friend, and I know that you haven't worked in a year and you have no income coming in. Now that will be a problem, because if unless I'm giving it to you with interest free, and I'm just doing it out of kindness of my heart, and I don't expect for you to pay me back, and I give you $200-300 because that's really not going to hurt me if I get loaned that to you and you don't ever pay me back, even though you promised me that you're going to pay me back, right? But these lenders are in business of making money. That's the only reason why they are lending money is because they feel like if I could lend out this money, I'll be able to make some more money on the money that I already have sent here. So they're running a business, and if they are going to give you this money, they need to know that you're going to be able to give them their money back. But a lot of people um, go to the bank without any revenue or anything like that, hoping and wishing that the bank will be kind to them and give them some money, but that's not how that works. So you have to have your business properly structured. You have to be making some kind of money. But the good thing about it is, though, is like if you get with a lender, you show that you're able to pay them back consistently. A lot of times they will give you money, more money. It's just like a credit card. Some credit card companies give you like $500 or $1,000, and then if you show good payment history, that money can go to another 500 or $1,000 added on to what you already have, and then it can increase and become more and more as you prove that you're able to handle this a little bit. So even in the larger lending in the lending industry, sometimes most lenders for first time lenders only lend out 10% of what you're making annually. So if you made $200,000, then you're probably going to be loaned $20,000. And that's like a show me if you could pay us back type of deal. And then once you pay them back, then they could give you 40 and then 60 and then 100 once they establish that. So it's not a bad thing if they lend you a little bit or whatnot. So what is our role? Our role is to get people structured properly, get them prepared to see what they could qualify for. Um, we identify things that are holding them back, structural issues, readiness issues, and then we guide them. So a lot of times, from what I've seen, is lenders they look at things like your business website. Well, that's one just to make sure that that this is a credible business because most businesses that are credible they have a business website. Now, if you don't have a business website, that's a red flag. And then sometimes when we review someone's website, their website might be out of sorts. It looks like they created the website, not a professional looking website at all. There's grammatical error, and that might be a part of the reason why they're not getting any money for their business because their business does not, how can I say this? Their website does not show credibility. It just looks like someone created it and it's just there. Now a company or even someone that could be a potential client, they go to that website and they just click off of it because it doesn't match with what the idea of a professional business would look like. So these are some of the things that we point out for people, not just that, but what banks are lending, how to structure your business correctly, and we guide people. So in this industry, what I've noticed is that a lot of the other lenders they are looking for people who are already fully established, like they already are making um they have a credit score of 700, right? They have revenue coming in, they've been established for 2 years, and all these things that's already there. Now they could just get you in, see if you're qualified and go. But what we do is we help people from the get-go, from the start, and then we move them along the process of getting them funding. It might take a week or two, it could take a month or two, it could take a year or two, but is whatever we need to do to get you to the point where you're able to get access to the capital that you need. That's what we're trying to accomplish. So who is this not for? This is not for people who are looking for instant loan or grant, right? They're not for people who are saying maybe possibly I could get some free money right now and then I could do this, because like I have friends and I know people who have come to us who they just really want the loan money with no intention of paying it back, and let's put it underneath the LLC, and then we file bankruptcy if we get $400,000, and then there's all kinds of schemes that they're trying to run. This is not for that type of person. That's not the type of people that we're trying to work with. And then there's people who they just don't want to get structured properly, right? I don't know why those kind of people are in business, but they are. You meet a lot of them. So we're not really looking for that. We're looking for people that want to do this the correct way. So who is the right person? We're looking for business owners that want to grow properly, that want to get their business structured properly and proper funding properly, or looking to grow a long-term financially stable business, right? That's kind of who we're looking for. That's our sweet spot. And let's keep going. So just like I said earlier, a lot of the businesses, they want people who are fully funded, but you really don't need a 600 credit score. You don't need a fully established business. You don't need large amounts of revenue. You don't even need prior approvals, right? Because there's things that you might not even need a business loan or a business line of credit. You might just need to revamp your website, create sales system, create sales funnels, and that might be the way that you get your income. So you don't really need to have everything fully established and ready to go to make money as a business owner. You just need help and assistance and help and guidance, right? Oops. So this is one of the clients that we work with. All right. So this client, what we did is we opened up a couple of trade lines and credit lines for them. So the difference between a trade line and a credit line is, like, a trade line is for a very specific company, a company like Shell gas station or Granger or Speedway. These are companies that give you a line of credit with their company specifically that you can't use anywhere else, and they report your spending habits on a net 60, net 30, net 60, net 90. And what that means is that the net 60/30 means you have 30 days net to pay it back off, 60 days or 90 days to pay everything. So they give you that credit, you pay it back off, and you pay it on, or you pay on time, and then they report it back to Experience Business, Dun and Bradstreet, or Equifax Business to build your business credit score. So right here, we got someone approved for $7,100 line of credit on top of the other trade lines that they were approved for as well. And they're able to use this to get access funding for their business, marketing for their business. And then they got their minority certification and their women's certification. This was for a young lady, right? So that's part of the stuff that we help people do, or get with the funding. We need people that have a game plan, and they kind of have a vision. It's just not like you get this money and then you go to the Bahamas or you go to Colombia, or you go somewhere. Like, we've had people, we've had people during the pandemic when they were doing the PPP loans and all that kind of stuff, and we helped a couple of people with that. And because we like our office is in Atlanta, so there's a club in Wesley Chapel, and he got $100,000 with a PPP loan, and then he took that took that money and he went on vacation. Some people were saying, "Man, they've been working so hard, they need the vacation, and they just took that money and ran." But some of those loans you have to pay back, right? So these are some of the things that we talk to people about, that we discuss with people. Very interesting stuff. I have an uncle. For example, who he owns a cigar bar. He owns one in Camp Creek. Well, he did own it, and during that time, he got a business loan, and then he bought a new Lexus convertible. And with that Lexus, I don't know. He don't have the Lexus no more, and he doesn't have Club anymore. But you would think that if you get $200,000 for your business, you will be able to grow your business. But a lot of people, they get this money and they kind of lose their mind. So we're looking for people that we can help with this kind of stuff. So this is another person that we worked with. It's a smaller company. They got $4,000 for their credit lines, $25,000 in total, including their trade lines. They use this money to establish their S-Corp and 501c3 nonprofit. The S-Corp is pretty good because it gives you a lot of tax benefits. Like, I have an S-Corp. My mother has an S-Corp. My little brother has an S-Corp. And with the S-Corp, when I went to file my taxes the first year that I did that, my tax advisor, he said that just this S-Corp alone saved me $8,000 on taxes. So S-Corp is a pretty simple thing to organize your business. It's not really that complicated, and it does give you a lot of benefits, especially if you have an LLC and you're trying to grow that business out. So S-Corp is pretty good. All right, so this right here, this is another business that we worked with in Atlanta. This lady, she had is a physical therapist office, and it's kind of it's in the back. Like, you wouldn't be able to see it. It's in like a big warehouse facility type building, and she's been in business for quite some time. We've done all kinds of interesting business with her. For example, there was when there was the government shutdown, she wasn't able to pay her employees, so she came to us and asked to borrow $30,000, and that she'll be paying right back when she was able to get the money once the government reopened. I don't know how she orchestrated all that stuff with the government. She just came to us and said that she needed that, and we got it for her. And then she paid us back before the month was over once she got the money. But in this situation right here, she wanted to she wanted to expand out and buy a assisted care living facility. So the business itself was $300,000, and the business was running out of a house, and the house was going for $400,000. So she did not want to get the house she didn't want to buy everything with traditional loans where she has to pay back like a 30-year mortgage or 20 years to pay down the $300,000, because she was making pretty good money and she felt like she could pay it off all the time, and she just wanted to really own it. But she didn't want to go out of all her pocket immediately and put out $700,000 to get everything like that. So what she did was we first got her $300,000 where she bought the business, and then after she secured the business, we were able to get her another $400,000 to buy the property that the business was operating out of. All righty, and so this one right here, for the $70,000, this is a line of credit that so a lot of people, when they are doing this type of stuff, a lot of people have businesses in real estate. And with real estate, you're able to just keep your regular job while still working and getting a normal paycheck and then working on your real estate rental property. So this person came to us. They needed $70,000 for a line of credit. And that's what we did. We did a review with them. They were able to secure $70,000 line of credit where and trade lines where they are able to redo the apartment, redo the homes that they had. And when you do that kind of stuff, it increases the equity and increases the value of the property. So you can even charge more on a monthly basis. So that's what they got the $70,000 to do. So how we support businesses, we do business reviews where we just go over your business, you go over your business website, make sure you have the proper structure, LLC, S-Corps, partnerships in place. We look at to see if you have your EIN number. We look to make sure you have your DUNS number and that you have the proper trade lines set up to get your DUNS number, because anyone could get a DUNS number really, right? But with the Dun and Bradstreet, for them to start monitoring and giving you a actual credit score, you need 2 trade lines and a business credit card. If you have one trade line and one business credit card, you're not going to get a credit score. Then your BOIR filing, that has to be done every single year. That's how the government tracks business to see if you're doing any money laundering and if the business is yours. So not only do you have to now file your annual registration for a business, you have to do a BOIR filing, or you could get fined every single day up to $5,000 if it's not filed annually. S corps are very, very good for business owners, especially if you're making money. Right, it's another layer of protection for you as a business owner, and it's another way to minimize your tax burdens and tax liabilities. Minority certifications and business certifications, these are certifications given from the government that says that you're a minority owned business or you are women owned business, which helps you a lot when you are trying to get grants or government contracts. Sometimes when you're trying to get a grant or a government contract is more favorable to people who are minorities or people who have women-based businesses. It's to the point now where some business owners who are married would transfer the majority ownership of their business to into their wife's name, even though their wife may not have nothing to do with the business, in order for them to be able to get qualified for government grants and government contracts, because it's just a little bit more favorable right now to minority and women-owned businesses. Nonprofit organizations, 501c3s, we can help people set that up, help people with the bylaws, help people with the resolutions, and write all that out for you so you can go and apply for a business grant if you want to, and do the thing, whatever it is that fulfills you, that you want to help the world out with. For example, my brother and my mother, they both have a nonprofit. One is called Kim Martin Foundation, and the other one is called Heart of Gold. And during Thanksgiving, they give out turkeys under your nonprofit. But it's also a way to minimize your tax liabilities as well, through the nonprofit. SAM's registration, that's where you go to get government contracts and to do government contracts through SAM. Government contracts are really tricky, and sometimes if you're going to do the government contract game, you might need to just go into SAMs first before you create a business and see what kind of businesses are usually giving out, what kind of businesses are, how can I say this? What the government are using, what I can't even say it properly. The government is giving out business government contract to certain types of businesses, not all businesses. Like if you have a credit repair company, there's probably nothing there for that. If you have a landscape company, there is stuff for that. So you kind of want to go in there and see what are the most common type of businesses that's receiving a government contract. But if you don't really have a business right now, you want to do government contracts, and then you could create a business around that. Also, business websites, single pages versus multi pages. If you are a service based business and you are looking to generate leads and clients through your website, many times it's better to just do a single page than a multi-page, especially if you're going to be using that website as a way to funnel people from from YouTube, Facebook, TikTok to that website. The problem with multi-page website versus single-page website is multi-page is like if you just want to give someone credibility, like if you're an insurance agent and you need to show someone that your company is real, you give them your website to insuranceagent.com, and then it looks like a real professional looking multi-page. But if you're trying to sell digital products, it needs to be a single page website so people can go on that page and then they won't be able to just hop off here, hop off there, and whatnot. That's the benefits of doing a single page website. Facebook marketing, Google marketing, those things are very tricky. If you ever use Facebook marketing before or YouTube marketing, a lot of people stories is that they put a lot of money into the Facebook marketing, and they don't get any results from that. So Facebook, but a lot of money is kind of relative, right? Because a lot of the major corporations, they are doing like $10,000 to $100,000 a month in Facebook and Google marketing, and most people who are just starting their business, they're usually putting $5 here, $10 there, $20 there in their Facebook marketing, and that's going to be tough to kind of get the traction that you want to. And just randomly, just putting this out there, the Facebook leads, when you create Facebook lead marketing campaigns, I mean, those are usually trash. A lot of times it's just people who accidentally clicked on your lead, and then Facebook automatically populates their information into the lead form, and now you're calling people who don't even know. And then what's kind of messed up about the Facebook marketing campaign as well is that the moment you put your information into someone's marketing campaign, now Facebook floods your timeline and your algorithm with similar businesses. So now you kind of forget who's actually calling you because it's just everywhere. So that's kind of an issue. Sales funnels ties back into the business websites. So essentially what a sales funnel is you're doing your marketing and you're marketing it out to hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, which is at the top of this funnel. Then a small people are interested and they come down through your funnel onto your website. From your website, you get leads. From the leads, you call, and then obviously some people are going to be interested, some people are not. So that's going to filter that down some more. Then from that, you're going to be setting some appointments. Some appointments are going to answer your calls, some are not. So that's this funnel. It's from a huge amount all the way down. And you have to know how to navigate that funnel and how to get people to go on your page and stay on your page and not be distracted, and how to read through the page properly, because most people are just going to glimpse through. So most of the most important information has to be big and bold, and no additional clicks to get outside or go here or look here, because that would distract people. And then, of course, we do business loans, credit lines, and grants. Business loans are business loans are have to be done with someone that has a plan for that loan, because a business loan can really, really hurt you if you don't have a plan for it, if you don't know what you're going to do with that money. That's what happened during the pandemic. A lot of people that didn't really need business loans, they got the business loans anyways, and they bought cars and took vacations, and then they forgot that this has to be paid back, right? So if you're going to get a business loan, you need to have a game plan for that loan, whether it's real estate, whether it's buying equipment, whether it's like, for example, you are a truck driver and you need $100,000 to buy another truck. So you come to us, you tell us that you need another truck, and you're going to be able to get truck on the road in about a month, because you already have two other trucks. You have experience doing all this kind of stuff, and this can increase your bottom line. And then we could pay this thing back off in X amount of time, right? So that's a person that has a game plan for this business loan. That's a person that should get a business loan. Or if you're trying to buy extra property, or you're trying to expand out your business, that's what you need a business loan for, not just to have money just sitting there accruing interest. Business credit lines are a lot better for the majority of people, because if you get a $70,000 credit line, you don't have to spend up to $70,000. You could spend $1,000 here, pay that back off, $2,000 here, pay that back off. But if you need to buy something that's $50,000, then you have that line of credit to do so. But what you really don't want to do is look down on business credit lines and think that a loan is better than a credit line. Is not true. Business grants, those are good. A lot of people always ask us about grants. Grants are very tough to get, not because with business grants, a lot of them are smaller. Some of them is like $400 a month for the grant. That's the payout, or $4,000. They're gonna pay that out in 2-3 months. So that would be about $12,000 in total grant. It's competitive, right? And a lot of people want those because they just really want the free money. But your business has to be supremely organized and have a strong mission statement. You have to have your bylaws, your board of directors, everything needs to be on point if you're going to get a business grant. It's not impossible to get a business grant, but things need to be in order for you to get a business grant. All right, so that's about it. Thanks for anyone that actually stopped in today to look at this live. I do appreciate the little bit of people that that stopped by. My name is Ramone. That's my company's contact information in the corner, and give us a call if you need anything. Thank you.